For those that don't know me, my name is Lorraine O'Connor and I'm the Regeneration Officer here in Longford County Council. And I'm just going to give a brief outline of what we have here this afternoon and the reason for organising this event and asking you all to come and join us here today before I pass on to our other speakers. And I'm absolutely delighted to have the calibre of speakers that are here today to begin the conversation on the Camelon Quarter. So, first of all, I'm delighted to see so many of the local community here, in particular the local residents and the local business people, because at the end of the day, the Camelon Quarter is your part of town. It's where you live and you work, and it's you that is going to be affected by the end result of this project. So it's very important to us that you are involved in the development of the project from the outset. So it's really heartening to see you here today. Before I do go any further, I have been warned I have a bit of housekeeping to do. In terms of fire escapes, there was one just behind me out the curtains, and there's one out the door you came in. We don't expect any issues today, but just if there is, please follow the direction of Sonia, who's our fire warden, to direct you to the nearest assembly point out in the car park to your right. Just to briefly look at the agenda for this afternoon, and just to thank all the speakers who are here to be part of the event and to give us their experience in urban regeneration. And some of you may know them, some may not, but Simon Wall and Moira Henry from Westport and from Waterford respectively have been heavily involved in regeneration projects in their area, and we're hoping that from listening to them and from where they started and where they've come to today, that we may be able to get some inspiration on what we can do here in the Camelon Quarter in Longford. And also Niall Cousins for his input in terms of the Urban Regeneration and Development Fund and where we might be able to target funding for this development. Also, I would like to thank particularly Minister English for taking time out of his busy schedule to be here today and hopefully maybe give us some insight into the Urban Regeneration and Development Fund, which was launched this morning and that we hope may act as a catalyst for the regeneration of the Camelon Quarter. There are a number of reasons that led us to organise the event today, and just to give you a brief outline of what they are, and just before I do that, I want to thank the team here in the Planning and Regeneration Department for their help in organising the event, which, as you can imagine, it wasn't just a small work that I could do on my own. So particularly Sonia and Sheila, who did an awful lot of work in the organisation today. But firstly, we're here to launch the Longford Maps Integrated Action Plan, and this plan was developed as a result of our involvement in a European project under the URBAC programme, and that involved us working with 8 other European partners who had similar issues with unused and disused military sites within their towns and cities, and to look at potential options for the reuse of these former military sites and to bring them back into the active life of the town. And I know some people might say, well, Connolly Barracks is not open yet, and it's not, and we will acknowledge that, but it's been very important in terms of beginning the conversation around what is the potential of the area and what can we do in the Northern Quarter as it originally was, and expanding out now to the Camelon Quarter. And it's to allow us to generate ideas for the future use of the site and this wider area. And the development of this plan was the result of a lot of hard work on behalf of the URBAC local group in particular, and a huge credit must go to them. Many of them are here today, and I really want to thank them for their hard work and their input into the project from the very beginning. The second aspect of this event is to announce our intention to go to tender to appoint consultants for the preparation of an urban design and economic framework for the Camelon Quarter. So as you can see from the map there, the Camelon Quarter comprises a large area of the northern part of Longford town, approximately 55 acres. And this is the historic core of the town, but has suffered decline over recent years. And it's our hope that the framework will develop ideas and proposals for this area, including to improve the connectivity throughout the town and propose public realm improvements that will create a more pedestrian-friendly environment and a place that people want to spend time in. And we also want to ensure that local communities are involved in this process and have their views represented as we develop the plan. And just as part of that, we have put some boards at the back of the room and some post-it notes there, and we would invite anybody here before the lead today to write on ideas or suggestions they have on the Camelon Quarter and put them up on the board there, and then we will look at them and we will collate them and include them for feedback in the design team when they are appointed. Thirdly, we are launching a Longford Town Walk and Trail brochure. So as you can see, the ULG have been very busy over the last while, and this is another initiative of the ULG. And they identified that when we were receiving large numbers of visitors to St Mal's Cathedral, which is a fabulous place to visit, it was renovated in 2014 following a devastating fire, people were coming, but they were going, visiting the cathedral, and they were getting back on the bus and leaving town because there was no information to encourage them to spend longer time and explain what there is to see here in Longford. And so we're delighted now that we have developed this trail and it's available, and it is a small step in building the tourism infrastructure in the town. And I'd like to thank particularly Sean Savage and Martin Morris from Longford County Council and Mary Fleming of Bust11 for the design and artwork on the trail. And I would really encourage people, we're going to do a small little bit of it to include the Connolly Barracks at the end of this talk, but I would encourage people to have a walk around and have a look at the sites and see what there is here in Longford. And I think a lot of people, even the Longford people, will be surprised at how beautiful Longford is and what it has to offer. One of us was, personally from the point of view of working in the job, one of the key successes has been working with the community and engagement with the local community, and in particular in this project with the Urbach local group. And at the end of the day, what we're trying to do in the regeneration team is to improve the quality of life through the work that we do for the people of Longford. But we need community support for it to be a success. We cannot do it on our own. It is a collaborative effort between the County Council and the local community. And the establishment of the Urbach Local Group, or ULG, was one of the fundamental elements of the European project in which we were involved. And it's brought together stakeholders from the public, the private and the community sector. And they've played a key role in the development of this integrated action plan. And from the first time I spoke to each one of them, and most of them weren't quite sure because I was talking about Urbach and maps and IAPs and weren't quite sure what I was talking about, but every one of them, when I explained to them, were trying to do this to improve Longford, to get funding into Longford, to develop this area of the town. Each one of them gave full enthusiasm and engaged with the process, and they have supported the work that we have done. And I have to say, it's been a pleasure to work with every one of them over the last 18 months. And I hope that would continue now as we move forward into the urban design and economic framework, because their input is still vital for the development of the project. Wider community engagement is also very important in the regeneration of the area. And in order to try and improve this over the last couple of years and to give a wider section of society an opportunity to engage with the work we've done, we developed an app called Longford Newer, working with a social enterprise called Space Engagers. And this initiative was also led by the ULG and illustrates the manner in which we work together and trying to address issues that we saw when we were working. And this is a community mapping project which allows members of the public post to the app on the past, the present and the possible of Longford. So it's just another tool to generate conversation on the positives and the possibilities of Longford. And it's still available, and I would really encourage everybody here to download it and to, as you walk around Longford and look at what are the sites, what are the possibilities here, give us ideas and feedback on what you think could be possible in the Camlin Quarter. And that will help form part of the public consultation also on the new urban design and economic framework. It is also very timely that we're having the conversation today on urban regeneration in Longford, as the Minister's just launched the Urban Regeneration and Development Fund. And we hope this framework that we're developing will identify projects that can be put forward under this fund and will act as a catalyst for the wider regeneration of Longford. And hopefully Minister English and Al Cusson may be able to give us further insight into this when they speak. And finally, I just want to show some pictures of the Camlin Quarter and just illustrate where Longford County Council have been proactive in this area already. And this project demonstrates the importance which Longford County Council places on this area of the town for driving forward the regeneration of the town. And some very positive work has been done, but it's very important from our point of view that it is plan-led, that there is an agreed framework there, and that will give confidence back to the community and to investors and to people that want to come and work and live and develop in this area. And the conversations we have started today through this MAPS project has acted as a stimulus, encouraging people to look at the area again. And we've already seen some positive moves being made, and we're hoping that we will continue that. And that is just Connolly Barracks, where was the focus of the original focus of the project, just as a reminder for ourselves. Thank you very much.